And Chahal comes. Isko problem? Bumrah hai na? Finch? Bumrah hai na? Like har dard ka dawa. I mean, don't talk about numbers when you're talking about Bumrah.
It was unnecessary. He's a sportsman playing a,
very, very unnecessary thing from Jaipur Police.
So he will never pay for Rajasthan Royals. That's your point.
Definitely Khwaja got 40.
Yeah. How mean.
You should say it out in the open. Why are fast bowlers called that they're not intelligent? Why can't fast bowlers be intelligent? Why can't fast bowlers be leaders?
It's in the air. It's a 6.
Welcome to Century of Stories Cricket, powered by IDFC FIRST Bank. And Sridhar is with us, Sri, as we call him. Is there any other pet name that you go by?
No, Sri is fine.
King, Fielder, Champion, Boss, Tiger,
None of which
Ustad.
I was.
These are all Mumbai terms, actually, more than Hyderabad. But my mother-in-law lives in Hyderabad, so we have a connection as well. You played there for 11 years and yeah.
My coach is Mr. Ibara.
Yeah.
It's a very good Pasi community in Hyderabad.
There is, yeah.
I love going to the Zoroastrian club and having occasional meal there.
Wow, where have we gone with this? This is a cricket show. Now we are bringing a hum honge kamyab, bring India together sort of thingy. But we are here to talk about one of the, I would think, without doubt now, please correct me, the best fast bowler in the world, or the best bowler in the world, Mr. Jasprit Bumrah. I think he's left everybody behind. After the BGT, I think there's no more argument.
No more argument. And I mean, don't talk about numbers when you're talking about Bumrah.
Yeah.
Just the impact he's had on the game of cricket across formats leaves him along with the best in the world on top of the list. Without a doubt. Just the impact he's created.
Well, I thought he went head-to-head with Pat Cummins and Mitchell Starc. If you look at the best fast bowlers, Rabada maybe in the running as well. And at the end of the day, there was one man standing. And they bowled well. They all bowled well. But I think he was just head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, he's probably at the prime of his prowess, as you would call it.
Mm-hmm.
Had he bowled in that second inning in Sydney, we might have ended up
we'll never know.
retaining the Border Gavaskar trophy.
One of those stories.
You never know.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Even the Aussies said it. Travis Head said it. We never know what would have happened if, he actually...
Definitely Khwaja got 40.
Yeah. How mean. Then he comes to Sri Lanka and makes a double century without even sweating. Yeah. Everything's different when Bumrah's in front of you. But let's go back to the beginning. You know him so well. Please fill us in with whatever stories you can. The beginning of the Bumrah story is a little different in the sense that he was almost migrating to Canada, apparently.
Yeah.
Cricket was far from his mind at some point as a young man.
The first I saw Bumrah was, I think way back in 2012, 2013. I was at the NCA and we had gone to Ahmedabad to do a coach education program for the coaches of Gujarat on behalf of the National Cricket Academy, BCCI. Me and Bharat Arun was the head of bowling wing at the National Cricket Academy. And we were in the B ground. Wo time pe to ye bada stadium nahi tha, Narendra Modi Stadium nahi tha.
The Motera
Stadium.
Yeah.
And Parthiv came to us. And he was doing some sessions. I was doing some keeping stuff with Parthiv. He told me, tomorrow I'm going to bring a fast bowler. And I want, Arun Paji, I want you to see that fast bowler. And the next day, there was this Kangli, what do you call him, a boy.
Forgive Shri for acting out the Bumrah. There's a lot of respect here. Yeah.
And this boy came.
He's got that thing about his hands. I totally get you. Yeah.
And this boy came and Parthiv got him to bowl the center pitch of the B ground. And he himself batted. I remember well, and the ball was coming and hitting the bat. And he was maybe 17 or 18 years old.
He was quick even then?
He was quick and there was something different about him.
Off the wicket.
Yeah, and we saw his action. Because his action is something which breaks the perception of a batter.
It falls away, no? Almost.
So you think the ball is already released, but the ball is not released. So it breaks your perception and you're late. Because release points are much in front of normal.
You reckon that's the wrist that's doing...
That's it is, and that is action. That's everything that's unique about it.
How did he get that action, which is so difficult to sort of copy?
Apparently tennis ball. There's a story which goes that he used to take a ball and bowl against the wall and his mom used to scold him. And because hitting it at the base of the ball would create less noise, he used to start bowling it at the, at those, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, skirting में रहता है ना, skirting को मार के.
Natural Yorkers.
Natural Yorkers.
Did you think for a second this guy will play for India?
We were sure that at that time. Arun told me. Arun had a great eye.
So Arun looked at him and said, this guy is special.
This boy is special.
Oh, wow.
And he came back to the NCA and he sent a directive to every coach who were under the gambit of NCA. Whoever attends to him or whichever camps he attends, please do not touch his bowling action. Please do not try and make it a perfect bowling
Classical
action.
action,
Just
yeah.
leave it. Leave it the way it is. We will work on the other aspects like his prehab stuff and whatever. But this is what is going to make.
So where
this
does he
ball
get the
unique.
pace from? It's almost like the run-up is just a waste of time.
Yeah.
He reminds us of Wasim Akram in that sense. The run-up is not that key
Yeah.
to the actual delivery.
Yeah.
He could just be sitting on a chair, get up 2 steps, boom, and he'll still be unable to, read the ball.
Yeah, the pace I think comes from that VP action, even his the way he loads and the way his front leg braces and the way the transfer of the kinetic chain energy, unbelievable. The pace comes from there, and along with the pace, the skill sets. Just pace would
Not be enough, yeah.
work it. And uske saath mein, he's a great student of the game. I can tell you stories about how we used to sit with MS and keep asking questions to him when he first came into the team. जब इंडिया का बैटिंग चलता था, he used to just sit beside MS and keep asking about how the game is going. Lot of questions after questions after questions. He never leave his side.
He's like an irritating kid, no?
Like an
The
irritating
uncle.
kid who keeps on asking. So he was learning. He was curious. And he wanted to break that myth that fast bowlers,
Are not that intelligent.
yeah, you want to break that. And he said that. He used to say it out in the open. Why are fast bowlers called that they're not intelligent? Why can't fast bowlers be intelligent? Why can't fast bowlers be leaders? He always had that, and he always wanted to prove that yes, fast bowlers also can be great leaders and can break the myth.
There have been a few. Pat Cummins comes to mind. Imran Khan before
Imran
that.
Khan, Kapil Dev.
Kapil Dev.
Kapil Dev,
So we've
great
had a few.
leader.
It's not like,
Yeah,
but exceptions. More batting friendly thing for
And
captains.
because of various other reasons.
Yeah,
I think it is a wrong perception that fast bowlers are not good leaders because of their workload, because of the various other things that they just take it a little easy.
You guys saw him, Bharat Arun looked at him and said, okay, this guy is special. Then he gets into the IPL, Mumbai Indians IPL team, but he doesn't immediately make a splash.
Yeah. Well, actually, Mumbai Indians also deserves a lot of credit because as much as at one point of time when Bharat Arun saw him on behalf of the NCA, I think John Wright at the same time had a look at him as a scouting head for Mumbai Indians, and straight away, I mean, even he knew it too that this guy is something special.
And John Wright is always right. Sorry about that, Sri.
But he played left.
Yeah, he played left. Amazing. I told you should be the anchor. Check out the other episodes. Yeah.
They straight away spotted him. And that time the signing was different. Right? You could sign any number of players you wanted.
So was that where he was sort of molded? Because by the time he plays for India, he's already pretty good.
Yeah.
There's no question.
So before playing for India, he had already gone back to play 2 good seasons of domestic cricket in Ranji
Yeah.
Trophy and all. After his IPL debut, I think he went back and played a lot of domestic cricket, red ball cricket.
Yeah,
And that
which
is where
people
he
don't
honed his
know that he
skills.
actually played a lot of red ball cricket on the side before his debut.
He did.
Unlike some of the others who have gone straight from IPL into all 3 formats.
Correct. He did play a couple of seasons of red ball
And did
cricket.
well as well.
I think I got a 6-4 in the semi-final or a final. That time Gujarat won the Ranji Trophy as well. And his first ODI wicket I think was Steve Smith. First test wicket is AB de Villiers. And first T20 wicket is Virat Kohli.
My God. That's pretty good.
And Bumrah is a very feisty guy, He doesn't like to settle for second best.
It doesn't appear to be overtly aggressive. In fact, he's very calm. He reminds me a bit of Kapil Dev in that sense. He doesn't over-celebrate. It's very rare to see that. It's just, a finger going up and things like that. So it's almost like all the khunnas or whatever we want to call it is in the ball.
Very competitive.
Very competitive.
Very competitive.
But doesn't externally show so much.
Yes, very soft character.
Yeah.
Externally very soft character, very very calm, composed.
Compared to, say, Siraj celebrating on one end and him celebrating on the other end, it's very different.
Very different. You'll never see Bumrah
Yeah, not much.
too animated and stuff, unless if you're Sam Constant and you're trying to...
Yeah, okay, that was personal. But that got up his goat. Huh?
That really...
Yeah. Who's this kid? Where's he come from? Why is he, so Steve Smith and Labuschagne are like showing me respect. Who's this guy?
The most disappointed person must have been Khwaja. Like, just leave him alone, man.
Yeah.
Just
And
2
then
more
he gets-
balls to go, please.
And then he gets out.
He bowls this beauty and he can't handle it, nicks it off.
and they ignore Khwaja and turn around to Constance again. That's the beauty of cricket. What fun.
Leave him alone. Like how you leave Virat Kohli alone when he's batting. So leave Bumrah alone when he's bowling. Don't instigate
This is
him.
the same thing about John McEnroe. That don't get him angry because he plays better. Or Lara for that matter. Don't rile them.
Don't
Just
write
leave them alone.
Just leave them alone. Same thing with Booms. Bumrah, great learner, very hardworking. I remember once in one series, he came back after a long layoff and we were doing some fielding practice in Vizag.
This is 23?
No, this is way back.
No, the
early
first
doors.
injury,
Early
yeah.
doors in his career.
Yeah.
He didn't have a great session, He dropped a few catches in practice.
Yeah.
In practice. and he was not happy. He was sat there outside the change room. So I checked with the schedule and said he was slated to bowl. I said, Booms, you go have your bowl. You finish your bowling. The game's tomorrow night, and then let's see if you want to come back and have another small session, just to get their confidence back and all. So he went back into the nets. Then he came back. And he said, "Give me so many catches that I'm not going to drop a single one." And it was pretty warm.
After a whole session of
after
bowling.
a whole session of bowling, he came back into that Vizag ground. It's a lovely ground. He said, and then he kept taking catch after catch after catch after catch till he felt that he will not drop another one. And then he said, "Good, I'm good to go tomorrow."
Let's go look at his career now for a little while, because he's achieved so much in spite of injuries you've just mentioned. He's had a few.
Yeah.
The latest one was over a year layoff
Yeah.
before the 23 World Cup.
The back injury,
And many people thought after back injury, if you look at Dennis Lee or whoever, it's not always the same, when you come back. But he almost came back better.
Yeah. The best time of a bowler's career, if you're fit, around 28, 29, 30.
Yeah.
That's when you're smarter, you're fitter, you're experienced, you think better. So, I mean, Bumrah after that injury took time to get better, came back slowly. But I think the World Cup, not just the 2023, the 24, which we won, I mean, that over he bowled,
T20, yeah.
the pressure he created on Miller and Klaasen was...
In that final you're talking about, with
Without
30 odd,
without those two
30
overs,
to get, 30 to get
off
wickets
30.
in hand. And to lose from there for South Africa was just ridiculous.
Bumrah.
But Bumrah has that spirit where he knows he can win from any position.
एक बार bowling meeting चल रहा था, ठीक है? We all were in. Chahal also was there. We were going into the room. All the videos were set, opponents ka. So, we have this cheat sheet. Okay, ये batter का ये weakness है. This is the weakness. Okay, we bowl here. This batter, this is strength. This area of hitting zone, this is hitting zone. So, we get to bowl to these plans. So, all the spinners also were there. The pacers were there. We were chatting. And Chahal comes. इसको problem? Bumrah है ना? Maxwell? Bumrah है ना? Finch? Bumrah है ना? So he said, any batsman, any Bumrah है. हर batsman को matchup weakness Bumrah ही है. So Bumrah 4 ही over डाल सकता भाई. So it got to that stage where every batter had poor numbers against him. So every batter's weakness, if you check matchup, if you see Bumrah. So like हर दर्द का दवा.
That's exactly where we are right now as
yeah.
we're recording this. You're so worried he's not in Champions Trophy. I think Ravi has gone on record, Ravi Shastri has gone on record to say ki 30-35% less chances without Bumrah. And I think that, put it this way, 35% better chance with Bumrah. That's a huge statement for one player out of 11.
Generally, it's difficult to make such statements in a team game because no one player can ever,
He's so dominating,
win you or lose your game. It's unfair to say, okay, this guy won you the game. He was a player of the match. You can say he was the best contributor of the day. But without others, you can't win a game. Similarly, we're losing also. Many times we lose. We blame one player for losing you the game. But it never happens like that. But without Bumrah, this bowling attack loses its fangs a little bit.
Yeah. Also, I think you've seen the opposition body language with the BGT. The moment he's not there, they are better batting side. Their whole body language seems to change. They're just waiting to see him off. If
There's
they
no
can.
Bumrah coming back to bowl another spell.
Yeah. No, they're hoping he's too tired. And I think whole of Australia cheered when he was in the groin or back or whatever went. It wasn't clear on that evening. But the fact that he would not bowl the next day, I think everybody knew that they would win the match then.
Absolutely. They had a better chance of winning the match and they would win the match.
Yeah.
Even in T20 cricket, whether it is Mumbai Indians or whether it is Indian team, the whole idea would be to Bumrah to bowl only 1 over in the power play. So Bumrah ka 3 over, you save 3 overs and keep, the batters know.
So you have splits of smaller overs to use throughout.
And even they are thinking Bumrah 3 more overs left. So they have to do something to the other bowlers. So the pressure on them is always there.
So psychologically, you have to use the Bumrah factor and just keep it there so that they keep the stress factor remains with the batsman. That's a great point.
Yes.
IDFC first fact, his bowling feats aside, Bumrah also holds a record of scoring the highest number of runs in an over in Test cricket. He achieved this feat by hitting 35 of a Stuart Broad over in 2022. Stuart Broad no longer plays cricket. It's a bit mean. Would you say that Malinga played a big role? Because initially it looked like Malinga was this alpha bowler of Mumbai Indians and this was the guy who was learning under him. And then I don't want to say this, but right now, he's just gone beyond everybody.
Yeah, I think Bumrah himself acknowledged the fact that Malinga has really helped him at Mumbai Indians because I'm sure he there would have been few exchange of information. Obviously, I was not there to tell you what, but definitely both Sika. Maybe it's not just about skill set; it's about mindset. Malinga being such an experienced bowler, handling tough situations. So just sharing that mindset, he would have been a perfect mentor to him. Even Shane Bond was there at Mumbai Indians.
Right. The fast bowling coach for a long time.
Yeah, he was there for a long time. So they can easily mentor because they've been there, done that. How to hold your nerve, how to be calm, how to have clarity of thought when you're running in and bowling a Yorker. To execute that takes a lot. Yorker is an effort ball, and to bowl it time and again under pressure takes a lot of skill sets and mental resolve. So I'm sure Malinga taught him a lot of that as to how to maintain that calmness under pressure.
Let's look at some of his best performances, but over the years that you remember that you were part of as the fielding coach in charge, and you're right there in the face of it. So what comes to mind? He was fantastic in England about 4 years ago. He's been fantastic everywhere. There's no bad patch actually except injury.
Whenever he played.
But you say from your memory what you liked.
I think a 6-4. Was it Antigua or Jamaica? Second inning.
The hat-trick?
6-4. Did it include a hat-trick, did it? Yeah, that's unbelievable. Because first inning, he didn't get wickets. He bowled poor. He bowled poor lengths. He was coming off a tour of, I think, one of the Sena countries. So his lengths were a little shorter. He was very unhappy that he didn't bowl well. So he sat down with our own, saw all the videos. And he realized that he's bowling short. That's why his ball is not swinging. Second inning, he was desperate to get that new Kookaburra ball in his hand. And then he just let loose and he got that 6-4. The stumps were just flying all over the ground. I remember that. That is what I remember from that spell. So that is one of those spells which is still in front of my eye. Obviously, Melbourne 2018-19 series. Oh, that was some spell. Would
you say he was bowling better in 2018-19 or in 2024-25? It was a tough one to call.
Tough one to call because 2018-19 he had Shami and Ishan supporting him really well. And that is something which we spoke about before the BGT also. He needs good support for him to be more lethal. But he was lethal without support also. So,
would you say he's like the old-fashioned set-up the batsman sort of bowler? In that sense, red ball is really his thing. Although he's fantastic in all forms, he likes to set up batsmen. He sees, he watches, and he decides, and then he sets up the line and length.
Bumrah's mindset, like he has always said many times, is outthink the batter. Batter जो सोच रहा है वो हमको नहीं.
But is it conscious or subconscious? Like he just has that computer which tells him how to bowl?
He's thinking like a batter. He's thinking, okay, what is this guy expecting from me now? So what will surprise him? And that is what he comes up with. And there have been matches where he's not bowled a single variation in the death overs. Just bowled hard lengths. And batters are all expecting this toe-crushing Yorker or this dipping slower ball, but they're not getting any of it. They're getting the proper length ball and they're missing the ball. So he's just outwitting them. So, very soon you're going to see a day he's just going to run in first ball and bowl a slow one straight on the stump. I think we already saw it.
He has everything, right? Brings it in, takes it away. He can do everything. Bouncer, the Yorker, slower one, everything.
Earlier he didn't have this potent outswinger. He didn't have this potent outswinger. He worked on it. It used to be all in. It was a bit one-dimensional initially. But then he worked on this wrist position and he got this outswinger going. The real deadly outswinger which I saw of him was in a test match in Southampton. One of the openers, the Southampton test, I think the fourth test, he ran in and bowled this outswinger to a left-hander from over the stumps. That guy shouldered arms. He didn't know what happened. The ball just came and thudded into his pads. Poof, it came in and he was given out, and we couldn't even follow the ball. We were looking somewhere else and poof, it came in. And that ball, it sent shivers down the spine. That ball was, outswing the Jal ne chalu kiya. So it's difficult to pick him also. And he doesn't use the bouncer much.
He doesn't use it much, but he does use it once in a while.
He's got a lethal bouncer.
Why doesn't he use the bouncer? He just likes it as an element of surprise.
He just keeps it as an element of real surprise. He can bowl a lethal bouncer, but keeps it as a real surprise. So, that is what Bumrah is. He hates it when the batter knows what he's going to bowl. He doesn't want to be that bowler when the batter sets you up. Because batters are trying to manipulate the bowler's mind as well by changing the angles where they are standing. But Bumrah doesn't fall for those.
How do you rate him as a captain then?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Because he doesn't like to lose. And smart thinker. Very smart thinker of the game. And he communicates well. And
So how's he with the other bowlers then, as the leader of the pack? Does he tell them what to do, or does he try to just let them do their thing? How does it work?
it's a very short sample size. He just led India in
Correct.
3 test
Fair,
matches.
yeah.
Birmingham in 22 and then Perth and Sydney. Sydney
games
was
here,
not
yeah.
there on the field most of the time in the second innings. I think he's done well. If you rate him, if you want me to rate him on those 5 innings, I'd give him a good 8 out of 10. He's ticked a lot of boxes. He's smart.
Does he lose his temper? Is he one of those guys who gets angry?
Very, very seldom.
Yeah.
Very, very seldom. Even at the best of times, both ways. He doesn't get angry as well. Neither does he get overexcited as well.
Yeah.
So he's somebody who keeps his calm. He's a very calm guy. Very calm guy.
And what about in team meetings and all? Does he give suggestions? Is he a quiet fellow, or does he actually contribute? How does it work?
No, he contributes.
Huh?
Initially, he was very quiet, like any youngster would be when they first come into the team, observing and soaking in the information like a dry sponge. He came and he soaked everything in. But whenever he feels that he can make a contribution, he's right up there, telling the team and his teammates as to this is what he feels. But many times the matchups with Bumrah work because people don't pick him that easily. So what is easy for him may be little difficult for other fast bowlers.
True financial partnership means your bank works as hard as you do. With IDFC FIRST Bank savings account, you get a 7.25% interest rate per annum, 0 service charges, and a banking relationship that grows your money month after month after month. What's the future for Jasprit Bumrah? Suddenly we're all worried. We don't want him to get injured. We realize that he's our golden national treasure. And going forward, especially outside India, we want to make sure that he's fully fit because without him, we're losing a lot of potency.
Yeah.
So 31, I think, at the moment. So still 4-5 years at least minimum, maybe more if you're lucky.
Pick and choose.
Yeah.
Pick and choose.
So would you say just play red ball?
Red
Let go
ball
of white
and
ball?
white ball, you play the big marquee tournaments because IPL to khelna hi padega.
Yeah.
So he'll play IPL.
Why is that, Sri?
Nobody knows the
Why
answer.
khelna padega? What is the reason?
But pick and choose. I mean, marquee tournaments like white ball tournaments, bilaterals.
No, but just see what happened in Sydney. I'm just saying from that point of view. I mean, the whole series hinged on that. Not his fault, of course, but 5 test matches to play for today's fast bowler who's not perhaps as used to playing the kind of cricket that red ball cricket that the earlier generations played.
Asking for too much, right?
Asking for too much.
Too much.
No, not just him. You look at Stark, Cummings, they're all breaking down all the time.
Yeah, and especially with kind of Bumrah's action, it's difficult to sustain. He's got a very unique action.
So
on
the back's
on
already gone
back,
once.
The ankle,
Ankle,
the
back.
hammy, the knee. So I mean, you got to manage him. He's, like you said, he's a precious treasure. We got to manage him. Maybe England series, maybe Champions Trophy. After that, England series, and then give him a break for all those home test matches, and then
Give him a break for play the home test matches or not?
maybe play 1 or 2. You're playing West Indies and South Africa, so maybe he'll play South Africa. West Indies, we have enough spinners.
You let Bumrah bowl spin. Take a break.
He's a great mimic, huh? The way you
Is
bowl
he?
left arm spin, he can do Jadeja and Akshar.
Oh, he can?
And off spin, he can do Ashwin's action to the T.
Really?
To the T, he will mimic
But does the
Ashwin's
ball
action.
come out as well?
अरे brilliant करता है.
Yeah?
Brilliant.
Turn and
करता
bounce
है.
and all that?
हाँ, पूरा unbelievable. He bowls left arm spin also.
He
With left-
actually bowls left arm, like with
with
the
a
left
proper
hand.
left arm, yeah. he
No,
does.
not the action. The ball, he bowls it.
Yeah, orthodox. He bowls it. And
We've got a real treasure here, yaar. The Garfield Sobers. We can do everything. We don't do anything.
But after the England series, the next he should play the World T20, which is 2026,
Yeah.
around this time next year.
So white ball, only the marquee top of the line tournaments. Otherwise, rest him. Test matches also against
WTC.
the more powerful opponents.
The
Where
more
in-
stronger opponent when
the
you need
two-tier
it.
system may happen. So in any
Yeah,
case, it'll be divided after that. Yeah, I also feel I want him to play more red ball.
Yeah,
so
red
he can
ball
play
में
4-5 years
मजा
more
आता
at
है
least.
देखने में. You
Yeah.
know, the way he operates, the way he runs in and just sets up. You just feel like watching every ball.
I think coming back from BGT, I think he knows now he's the best and that he can bowl everything and he can bowl it at will. So as long as his body is working, I think we have nothing to worry about.
And under pressure. जब चाहिए तब डालता है.
And he thrives on that.
He thrives.
You can see that. Again, just like Ashwin, they want give him the ball when there's everything to play for.
Yeah,
That's
all
when
these legends, sporting legends.
Yeah.
The pressure is what they want.
True.
Pressure is their fuel.
So let's go back to the T20 final 2024. I mean, South Africa had the game in the bag. You're looking at arguably the biggest hitter of the ball in the T20 format, at least in the last year or two.
Yeah.
He's got on top of the Indian attack. He's 30 of 30 in a T20 is like it's like a test
6 wickets
match.
in hand.
Yeah, nothing, 6 wickets in hand.
Walk in the park.
At least 3 more bats to come. So what did you guys think sitting there? What was the atmosphere like? It's over?
We all thought the
Klaasen is there.
Klaasen still there, Miller there. The game is South Africa has to lose from there on. But Bumrah ke 2 over the. So the 2 overs of Bumrah, Rohit knew it.
So you
everyone
felt
knew
that
it.
as long as Bumrah is there, even with the match against us, we can still win the game.
Yeah,
30 for
those
30.
Bumrahs too. So that's why Bumrah had to bowl that 16th and the 18th. Did he bowl 16th and the 18th? I think
Yeah.
something like that.
16
Harshdeep
and
bowled
18,
one, and then in the end, Hardik bowled the 20th over.
Last
right?
one, yeah.
So he had to bowl those 2 big overs. And the way he delivered, the way he got Marco Janssen's wicket, just cleaned him up like it was a test match.
You just expect us to lose from there, and he's able to turn the game on its head.
Completely. Yes, Surya took a great catch and all that, but it was Bumrah's 2 overs to me which
Set it up again for us, and then of course everything fell into place. Yeah.
and the others rose to the occasion, Arshdeep and Hardik, and that is greatness, na?
Yeah.
On the biggest stage, when it mattered the most, you deliver those kind of overs, and then you go into the BGT and take 32 wickets, and now you're talking about one of the all-time
You've seen so
greats.
much cricket, including domestic cricket. Is he the best fast bowler you've seen?
The most lethal.
The most.
I
lethal?
mean, not in terms of fear, nahi. Batter ko, there's not the fear of getting
Shoaib
hit.
Akhtar's and all will be
Yeah,
more
fear of getting hit, nahi. Fear of getting out, hai.
Yeah,
Because they don't know what's coming.
yeah,
With his numbers to have the kind of impact he had, he'll never be big on numbers.
yeah.
You'll never see him get 600 wickets or 500 wickets like Walsh or
Why not? If he
the
plays 4 more
McGraths.
years.
You never know with the kind of strike. Even if he plays 10 test matches
His
a year,
wickets
which he
at-
want.
BGT got his wickets at 15.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So his average is already the best in the world.
Yeah.
For somebody who's played as little
against
cricket as him.
everybody in the history of the
Against
game.
everybody.
It's
His
ridiculous.
average is ridiculous.
Did you watch Malcolm Marshall bowl?
Yes, I watched
I mean,
Malcolm
you're
Marshall.
80s and 90s
yes,
guy.
Yes.
How would you rate Malcolm Marshall, Bumrah?
Malcolm Marshall was deadly, but Bumrah. This generation, when batters are dominating,
Yeah.
when the bats are good, pitches are all flat, and everything is loaded in favor of the batter, to have the impact as Bumrah has had,
True.
is truly great and greater than many of the greatest.
He won the Best Cricketer of the Year award, the most prestigious award in our sport, the Garfield Sobers Award,
The 5th Indian to do it.
the 5th Indian to do it.
Yeah.
And I just think everybody, they said it, the Aussies said it, the papers said it, the cricketing world has said it. It's just like a fact now, like the sky is blue. That's Bumrah, that's it.
That's it.
Has he ever thanked his fielding coach when he wins all these accolades and awards? Has he ever mentioned?
He thanked us when we quit with a nice tweet.
What did he say?
Thank you
Yeah.
thank you for going.
That's it. It's typical Bumrah. That's it.
No,
3 words.
He gave us
Thank
a very
you, bro.
nice tweet
Yeah.
to all 3 of us, me, Ravi, and Arun, when we quit. It was very kind of him. But because he came in the way Ravi and Arun planned his test debut, we knew he was great in white ball for India, but we're going to South Africa in 2017. We needed him for the test match, and it was planned much ahead. Giving him red ball cricket and taking him to South Africa, unleashing him in Cape Town, and boy did he bowl well in that test match, and then from rest is history, as they say.
Just a slightly awkward moment because there's only great moments in his career, but just looking at it from another angle, and he managed it quite well actually in hindsight. Bowls that famous no ball in the Champions Trophy 2017. We go on to lose to Pakistan in the final, etc., etc.
Don't
And then
remind
there's a
me of
little
that.
backlash
Yeah.
in the dressing room, which we won't get into, and beyond as well. What's your take on that? And then, of course, the Jaipur police spun this whole little meme, making it a light-hearted thing, of course, about don't cross the line, etc. And then he responded, he tweeted back, etc. What do you think? What happened there?
It was that was a season of no balls. यार उसके पहले 2016 we lost a World Cup semi-final at the Wankhede. We bowled a few no balls, I think, against West Indies, and उसके बाद I remember a game in 2017 against England at the Eden Gardens. There was one no ball which turned the momentum of the game.
Cost the game, yeah.
And eventually, I think we ended up losing that game by 5 or 8 runs or something like that. And then the Champions Trophy final, very unfortunate. Fakhar Zaman had not played the first game of the Champions Trophy when we beat Pakistan.
Yeah. But he makes a huge 100 after that.
And he slashes one and next to Dhoni, and then the umpire gets his hand out. And eventually, unfortunately, it happened, and Pakistan went on to win the Champions Trophy. But it's like I said earlier, it's very unfair, very, very unfair to blame one person for a team's loss.
And Jaipur Police's cheeky observation?
Jaipur, that was a little mean from Jaipur. And you know what, Bumrah is a very sensitive person. He's an introvert, very sensitive, and he's got a lot of pride in him.
So it affected him.
So it affected him. It did.
It was unnecessary. He's a sportsman playing a, you know, I mean, you
Very, very
tied up to-
unnecessary thing from Jaipur police.
Yeah.
Don't cross the line or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And
I mean, it's a little funny, silly. It's not exactly, but I understand.
Yeah,
Because, as you said, it hurt him. He's reeling from the loss. He's feeling bad. And you don't want to rub it in. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Nobody bowls a no ball on purpose, and it happened.
So he will never pay for Rajasthan Royals. that's your point. Yeah. But did you ever think that he would transcend cricket? Just like maybe Virat before him and some of the greats in the past as well, where they are just not cricketing legends, they become like global icons. That Coldplay comes to India
Unbelievable.
and spends 5 minutes talking about Jasprit Bumrah and then shows videos of him and then bows in respect to him.
I never imagined.
It's a Coldplay concert and his shadow is looming over.
That's Bumrah.
That's fantastic. No?
That's the impact Bumrah has
Yeah.
had.
I mean, he must have been pretty stunned himself. I think he's quite a chilled out guy.
Yes. But did he really send that message to Coldplay?
No, he didn't send any message. They were just taking the mickey. Poor Jasprit must have been practicing, trying to get the ball to go away again. As you said, the swinger that he's just developed. Yeah, that was just a swinging delivery from young. What's the Coldplay guy's name? Martin.
Chris Martin.
Oh, you know your music. All right. Speaking of Coldplay, that's the end of our play. Jasprit Bumrah. Thank you for watching.
End of the day's play.
End of day's play. Sri and I go and do some fielding drills. Let's see.
Where's the bat?
I tried it once and you weren't
Now
able
the
to
red
catch.
ball, huh?
Are you ready?
He's going to swing more.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
I'm
no,
ready.
it's a
But
catch.
don't drop it at your feet.
Okay. But slightly difficult.
Somewhere
huh?
difficult. Oh, yeah,
that's ridiculous, yeah.
That's easy. Shield 2.0, one back at
Did you ever drop catches?
Many.
Come on.
Yeah, many.
A few.
So, there's a quote which I use.
Yeah.
Show me one fielder who's not dropped a catch.
Hmm.
I'll show you God.
Wow. Thanks. Last one, as we say bye.
Yes, finally.
Oh God, I was trying to break the mic. Before we bid adieu, which is a Sanskrit word, adieu, a quick warning from IDFC FIRST Bank about downloading malicious APK files. Scammers use social engineering to trick you into downloading harmful APK files that steal your personal data. Only download apps from trusted sources like Google Play or Apple Store and disable install from unknown sources in your settings. Avoid clicking on unverified links and never download apps from unknown sources. Never.